So I was kind of wondering how to go about this video. And I'm going to say it like this. The day before it happened, I get a notification on my phone. 8Cameltoes is live and he's streaming. And I swipe it aside because I'm about to go to work. In the last couple years, 8Cameltoes and I hadn't had any real interaction. During the time in the TTC, we did, obviously, and all that said, all those videos were made in good fun. Now, I've seen people in the TTC actually get their feelings hurt over things that were said, but you have to figure out it's the trash talk circle. You can't really get hurt over these things, right? So with that said, I actually kind of liked Bobby. Bobby was cool. I go to work, come home. The next day I wake up to a text from Beast from the East saying, hey, 8Cameltoes died. Or do you remember 8Cameltoes? I said, yeah, he passed away. And I'm like, I'm thinking, this is crazy, man. Like, did it really happen? Is this a TTC ruse like has happened in the past? Then, Beast of the East was like, no, dude, it's for real. So I go through and I start looking and I'm seeing RIP in the comments, starting to see them pop up. It's been confirmed. Stu58 reaches out to me and says, hey, I just wanted to let you know that Bobby passed. And at which point it's starting to become more real that he actually did. And I think, well, hey, I just looked at his stream from yesterday. You never know when it's going to come. He looked like he was in decent health, but looks can be deceiving. Over the last few days, I've noticed videos coming up from other creators that you would have figured, without that common interest, football, of Bobby, of the TTC, that we would have never really crossed paths. And they're all making their videos about RIP Bobby. And I say all that to lead into this statement. Bobby, you were a good dude, man. You were a good dude that, even in times of trash talk, you were fun to interact with. You were fun to know, hey man, on Hate Week, man, I'm going to have to cam up against this guy. I'm going to have to fight with this dude. I'm going to have to say some things. And Bobby, sometimes you would say some off-the-wall stuff. But anybody who didn't get their feelings hurt, we all knew it was in good nature. It was for the group. Bobby had this interesting thing about him where, love him or hate him, Bobby was always Bobby, right? Whether or not you liked him, whether you didn't like him, whether you thought he was funny, whether you didn't think he was funny, Bobby was always gonna be Bobby. He was always gonna give you his 100% best. And even during the hate weeks, man, you could chop it up with him. When it came time to make a video, Bobby was coming at you. But if you saw him in the group, like if any groups or in the comment sections, Bobby was always somebody who you could interact with, was going to make you laugh, was going to make you, think about stuff, was going to make you he could cheer you up. He just sort of had that attitude about him that even if you didn't get along with him, you could relate to him. He was definitely an interesting character, and overall, man, I regret none of my interactions with you, Bobby. You were always a good dude. You were always 100% straight up. You were a straight shooter. There was never any question as to where you stood with him. Bobby would let you know where you stood with him. If he didn't like you, he'd let you know. If he liked you, he'd let you know. But he always had your attention. He always, and I happened to be on the side where Bobby didn't necessarily hate me, or Bobby didn't dislike me. It was the TTC, man. He was going to do what he was going to do. You're going to do what you're going to do. But in every interaction, even during the hate weeks, it was always a pleasure to interact with. You always knew you were going to get something wild out of him. Something wild was coming from him that week. No matter what it was, nobody could tell you, but you were there to see it. Bobby, rest in peace, bro. To your family, your kid, my condolences to them. Condolences to everybody that you know, in your circle. Friends, family, everybody, man. Anybody can say what they want about you, man. But as far as I go, Bobby, you were always a pleasure to interact with. You were always a dude that I would look forward to the hate weeks with. And 100%, man. You gave it your all. You always let people know where you stood. Straight shooter, Bobby. And I respect that. I respected that a lot about you. I just want to say rest in peace, man, and I hope that you were at peace before you passed away, and that you were right with everything that you had to get right with. I'm not necessarily speaking religion, but just everything, and I hope that moving forward in the I am one of the people that believes in an afterlife. And I hope you're at peace. And I hope that whatever your family goes through in this process, in this time of need, I wish them well. I offer my condolences. And I know that during the making of this video, Bobby, you're saying F my Giants and rape time and all the things, Bobby. And I love you for it. It's just sad that people can appear to be healthy and doing okay, and next day they're gone. You will be missed, Bobby. Rest in peace, brother. Later.